I'm sorry, I'm the middle coach.
All right, we have UTSA head coach Steve Henson, student athlete Keaton Wallace, and we will begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Well, it was another third time with those guys. Every one of them's been similar in terms of physicality, and they've got a great system. They're committed to pounding the ball inside and driving it down in their paint and crashing the glass hard. A very, very physical team, and they did that to a large degree in the first half. Shot a great percentage. We lost a lot of those battles in the first half, and they threw in some threes, which really made it tough on us. Second half, we had some good stretches defensively. Offensively, obviously, first half, our numbers were okay, but that was only because of Keaton. We weren't running great offense. Keaton just went crazy and kind of carried us there. We moved him, slid him over off the ball just for a few minutes there to try to get him going, and apparently that worked. But he was the only thing we had going in the first half. Second half, we had one stretch where we really moved the ball. Probably the best stretch of possessions we've had in weeks, where different people were touching the ball and making plays. That was very encouraging sign there. We fought, we competed in the second half, and it just wasn't enough.
All right, questions for our student athlete?
Keaton, what was it like down the stretch there where you guys came back and took the lead, and then UAB came back and ultimately held you guys off for the win? What was it like?
We knew that it was going to be a tough all game, the whole game. Just playing those guys the time before, it was always a close game. So we knew we was right there. They knew that they were right there. So it was just a matter of coming down with some plays at the end.
You had one of your best games of the season and the biggest game of the season. What got into you tonight?
I feel like my preparation throughout the whole season. My first year, I think I burnt out maybe in January. Then last year, I burnt out maybe in the pod play. So this year, I'm mainly focused on being able to be ready for the conference tournament, and I was a little bit today.
All right, and we'll finish up with questions for Coach.
Coach, it's the third time you played UAB in like 40 days or something. Was there anything they did new today?
No, there weren't a lot of surprises. I mean, they were always very, very well prepared. They stick to offensive. They stick to their sets and their commitment. They're gonna get Lovan driving at right hand. They're gonna get Scott Grayson driving at left hand. They're gonna pound that ball in there. It's good commitment level on their part. They typically don't turn the ball over a lot. They had some turnover in the second half tonight, but they mix up their defenses. They always throw a little bit of zone at us. We had to spend a lot of time preparing for that. We played them in the tournament last year here, and they played a lot of zone, and we didn't shoot it very well. And just ended up being Keaton and Javon taking a lot of long, hard shots. So knowing that they like to play some zone, they have shown some zone against us the previous two ball games. We spent some time prepared for that. I thought we were pretty good against that, but not a lot of surprises. It's just you just got to fight and win battles, and they're so tough and physical. And the game that we won more of the battles. The two games that we lost, they won more of the battles.
Javon had a tough night shooting tonight. Is it just tough looks, or is that just the way it goes sometimes?
Yeah, he got a little frustrated, early, and thought he had a lot of good look. Those little floaters, he's usually automatic on those. Couldn't get to the line much. Sometimes when he's struggling, he can get to the line. Their length bothered us a little bit when we did get some penetration. Right there early in the second half, I thought he got some great looks. Obviously, he was pressing a little bit, but I thought they were really, really good looks and couldn't get it going. We had him play a little more point, but I think it was just one of those nights. I didn't think he took too many bad shots. I mean, obviously when Keaton's hot like that, we want to get the ball back to Keaton, but we needed somebody else to get going as well, and so I thought a lot of the shots that he missed were pretty good shots.
When it came to, you started Jacob Germany, but in the final couple minutes there, he wasn't in the game. Is that due to inexperience, or did you want more experienced players in, or what was your thought there?
Yeah, at that point we felt really good about several guys. That's a tough deal. I mean, it's a good feeling to have. It doesn't always happen, but Jacob was very good through a great majority of the game. We liked what he was giving us there. We felt like Luka made a nice little stretch there. We wanted to pound the ball inside a couple times. He made some nice passes out of there. So, and Adrian Rodriguez just gives us he's one of our better rebounders. So just kind of going back and forth with all those guys on the interior. Jacob was terrific, you know, and you know, we weren't hesitant to play him at that point. It wasn't anything negative that he had done. We felt great about his minutes, but we liked Luka in there. And then just for a couple of defensive possessions, we snuck Adrian in there, and we like Adrian and Byron together in certain situations. They're so secure with the ball. They're two very tough defenders and good rebounders. So thought all those guys contributed.
Coach, I know your season just ended. Can you kind of summarize and characterize what the season has been for you guys? Is it disappointing considering the preseason expectations?
It is. We just came up short too many times, and it didn't feel like we were real far away in a lot of those ball games. They were tough, just disappointing, devastating in some cases. Some of those were devastating losses. I never felt like this group was far away from being able to turn the corner, and we just never quite did it. We'd win one, lose one, you know, put ourselves in position, and then lose a tough one, a heartbreaker, and we'd bounce back. You know, I've been saying this for weeks and weeks, you know it, but you know, told our guys just now, it's a very resilient group. Proud of the way they've handled that. Expectations were high. They had them, we had them, fans had them. That's good. It's good. You know, 3 or 4 years ago, there weren't many expectations with this program, and I hope there's some expectations on this group next year. I really do. It makes it harder in some ways, but you just got to make a couple more plays, win a few more ball games. And, this group, you know, we continued to search defensively all year. Last few weeks we've struggled on the offensive end, but we never quite got where we needed to be defensively to make the run that we needed to.
Have you given any thought that this may have been the last time Keaton and Javon play for UTSA?
I hadn't given that any thought. You know, everything was leading up to this ball game, and these guys are going to be great players. I hadn't even processed that.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Keaton.